Hi, Bob. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty fine. Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Beautiful. And, thank you for honoring the invite. It means a whole lot. Thank you so much, Bob. Okay, Bob, I am quite excited to have you on the show for some reasons, okay? Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking, because I believe in order to transition from a chaotic situation to that of a beautiful one, it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, ever since I discovered that in the Hebrew, light means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking, and that makes our conversation here very important to me. Okay, now the second reason I'm excited to have Bob on the show is for the sake of the listeners now. I believe there are some things that Bob knows that some of my audience needs to hear you say these stuffs, directly from your mouth in order for them to experience transformation. I firmly believe that. And lastly, that is me. Okay. I'm convinced that I'm definitely going to learn one or two things from your story, your insight, and your experiences. So right now, I want you to view me and the listeners by the time they will listen to our conversation as your student now. And you are a teacher who want to learn from you. Okay. So for that reason, Bob, let's get started with your introduction, your journey. Talk to us how you got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Bob, over to you.
We'll talk about my journey with carbon. I've been working with carbon in the aerospace business. I worked on spacecraft and built a variety of different things, and then I moved into health and human performance. And I developed an altitude simulation chamber, springs for running shoes, force tables for hospitals, and so I had a very strong interest in helping people. Besides working in the defense industry, which is mainly offense, I wanted to go and work in um, the health and human performance. So I moved into that field, and like I said, I've done a few things, but uh, what we really want to talk about today is the Carbon 60, which we developed. It's Carbon 60 is a dietary supplement, and it helps with many health issues, and I'll explain how that works and why it works. But it's an oral supplement that you take on a daily basis, and it eliminates free radicals in your body. Now, free radicals are the common denominator for most health issues. So if you have too many free radicals, your body naturally gets rid of them. But as you get older, your ability diminishes. So carbon 60 is a natural free radical eradicator. And so it works very, very good. It also neutralizes toxins, so toxins can't do any damage. It all has to do with electrons on your molecules, and that's the main cause. But the results are health issues. People that have mental clarity problems, or they have physical problems. Just about every one of those is caused by free radicals. So it helps those quite a bit.
Wow, that's amazing. And you see, that's a good job you're doing because you mentioned that you want to help people, and
Mhm.
that's amazing. You see, because we've got series of product out there that ain't helping people. You know, they're just affecting people's health. So getting to listen to someone who develops something that can actually help people, that's amazing. I love that. So shall we get
Yeah.
started with the questions, Bob? Okay, you
What's that?
wanted to
Pardon
say
me.
something. You
Well,
wanted to
no,
say
it's
something, right?
amazing to help people. I get people calling me, all over from all over the country and all over the world, because they have a health issue that it's a serious effect on their body. And when you help somebody out, I mean, they love you, so it's great. It's a good feeling to help these people that are in have a health issue basically. And let me show you what the supplement looked like. This is our supplement. It's carbon 60. This bottle will last 45 days. And this is the oral supplement. And basically, it's a very black liquid. It's carbon 60. It's carbon nanospheres. They're actually nano size. They're 20 nanometers. So they're very bioavailable. They get all over your body, inside your body, internally. There's no downside to carbon 60 at all. You can't take too much of it. Yeah, if you take too much of it, you're basically wasting it like an unused vitamin. So if you can take, and you can put it on topically. Also, we have a topical product that we put on uh, topically. You can put this on your skin, or this one's a spray, a mist. We say mist away your pain. Let me get my hand in the picture, and you just spray it on like that in a mist. And if you have joint pain as you get older, or you have wrist pain from using the computer, or muscle pain, all the soft tissue, it works very quickly on the soft tissue. Sometimes within a few minutes, most people will notice results. Their pain threshold going down or eliminated completely. And how that exactly works is the carbon 60 water vapor will get on your skin. It's carbon 60 in water, and the water will evaporate off, and the carbon will go into your skin, and it will penetrate through your skin, your bone, your muscles. It'll go everywhere, and it'll go systemic in your body, but it will flood that particular part of your body with the carbon 60 molecule.
Oh, oh, that sounds like a very powerful product. Okay, that's gonna lead to the very first question. All right, are you ready, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, I believe there are several other carbon 60 product in the market. So now,
Mm-hmm.
what um, distinguishes or why is yours different or what sets yours apart from the other carbon 60 product in the market?
Well, generally, so I'm a carbon scientist. I've worked with carbon most of my life in the aerospace business and so forth. But I was recently, about 12 years ago, we needed some carbon 60 for an experiment. And so I said, I think I know how to make that, just out of the blue. And so I have a laboratory of my own. I've always had a laboratory. So I went to my laboratory, put some apparatus together, made some, and then we proved out that it was carbon 60. We sent it off to the laboratory. And the difference is that the industrial grade carbon 60, which everybody else uses, it's solvent extracted. They're solvent extracted spheres. And so when they have solvent to pull the carbon 60 out of the soot that they make, they got solvent residues. And the clusters are very, very large in size. The process that we use is completely different. We don't use any solvent extraction technique. We actually take something with carbon in it, strip everything off of it, convert the carbon into carbon 60 molecules, which actually look like this is the carbon 60 molecule. It's got 60 carbon atoms represented by the black dots. And the cage structure, these white lines are the bond lines that bond the carbon molecules together. So the process that we have is very, very small. Actually, I got a sample here. I can show you. These are test tubes, and this is our product. You can see it fills pretty much the whole test tube, and it's a powder. You can see I got a piece of tape on the end so it won't pour out. But it's very much a powder. That is 1 gram of our product. Now these here are this is a gram of my competitive products. So you can see how much in the bottom, not very much, because the density, the particle size is so much smaller here that it's much more bioavailable throughout your system. And everybody else uses solvent extraction technique, and then they probably sublime it to get rid of some of the solvents, or they use they evaporate the solvents off of it. So, but they're still stuck with a trace amount of solvents, which actually clusters all the particles together, pretty much like if you see mud dry and mud crack when it pulls together. That's the same thing happens with all these tiny particles of carbon 60 molecules. They all pull together and they all stick together as clusters. So we don't have that problem. So it's very bioavailable, and that sets us apart. So we have no solvents at all, not even a trace amount, and we have very, very small particles, to the point that for every one of their particles, we have 200,000 tiny, tiny ones. So in the same volume. It's very, very small.
Whoa, whoa, amazing. Okay. So, what inspired you to transition from aerospace engineering to, developing health supplements?
Well, as you can see, the shuttle right back here, the shuttle, I worked on a shuttle tiles, which is very civilian, but there's other projects you work on in the aerospace. You work for the defense program. And the defense program is mostly offense. You're making offensive weapons more than you are defensive weapons to defend yourself. So I got tired of, making bombs of mass destruction, let's say, or some component of something that was a death ray or something like that that's going to hurt people and destroy people. So I quit the aerospace business, at the height of my career, and I was working for the head of research and development when I quit. And I quit the defense industry and moved into health and human performance. And I did that. Yeah, I have some regrets a little bit because there were some struggles when you're self-employed. Getting going and getting some traction and so forth like that. Some projects work out, some don't. But all in all, I'm glad that I figured out the carbon 60 because it helps a lot of people. And we have a very good ongoing business. We ship every day. We produce a product. I got some good employees that work for me. So it's a lot of fun. It's really nice. I always wanted to do a manufacturing process where I had something that was small enough I could hold in my hand, was worth some value, and nobody else could duplicate it. And that's like the golden triangle there.
Beautiful. Once something tends to solve a problem permanently, people tends to get attracted to it. So I believe that your product is a very important and powerful one. And before I ask you about the testimonies, I want to know, there's this particular one I'm so curious about. Okay, so can you discuss the importance of detoxification and how it relates to our overall health? You got that?
Yeah, and talk about toxicity and detoxifying your body. Well, 200 years ago, there was not very many toxins around. Okay, now with the Industrial Revolution, we take all these metals or all these materials, we concentrate them, and now they're toxic. Okay, because you have a high concentration. So toxins, and let me tell you, so they're prevalent, and they're prevalent in our food, they're in our water, in the air. We can't get away from toxins. I don't care if you eat organic, you're still going to get toxins in the air. You're going to get them in your water. You got to be very careful what kind of water you drink. Make sure it's purified or distilled water. So there's toxins everywhere. Now toxins by definition come into your body. They're an electron stealer. They'll steal an electron off of a molecule in your body, and now your molecule doesn't function because it doesn't remember what it's supposed to do because it's missing an electron. Okay, that's what toxins do. You hear toxins come into your body. People take toxins in their mouth like some poison of some sort, and they'll give them activated charcoal to swallow. Now, activated charcoal will absorb those toxins and collect to them, and then they kind of eject. You want to get it out of your system, so they do. They either pump your stomach out or vomit to get it out. And so that removes the toxins because it actually attaches to the carbon 60. Carbon's been a very well-known cleaner of like even water for like activated charcoal water filter. It's one of the best cleaners. It is the best cleaner to clean up your water. It gets rid of all the toxins. Well, this kind of works the same way. This is actually a carbon. If you think of it like a carbon water filter for your body, it removes the toxins and neutralizes the toxins by giving them that electron back that they want to steal. And so if you give that electron back, they're not dangerous anymore. The toxins are neutralized. They can't do any damage. And that's the beauty of the carbon 60, how it neutralizes the toxins.
Amazing. I mentioned earlier that I am convinced that I'm definitely going to learn one or two things from you. And that is happening already, Bob. Okay, two more questions to go. Okay. Can you share a
Sure.
memorable success story or testimonial from a user of your product?
Oh, yeah. I got testimonies. You could probably name any health issue, and I could tell you a testimony about it. We cannot name health issues by their name because they're owned by the medical industry and the pharmaceutical companies. But let's say somebody has, let's talk about brain fog. People take the product, in about 8 to 10 days, their brain fog goes away. People that have, in about 4 days, 95% of the people, they have more energy, they feel better, the body works. So you're taking those molecules that are missing electron, you're providing them with an electron. So you're turning those molecules that have been dormant on, so now they function. So if they're in your liver, now your liver functions better because you have more cells that are performing. It's like a car running on 8 cylinders versus 7 cylinders. Once you turn that 8 cylinder on, or that molecule, or that in your body, that cell now performs and produces that enzyme, or whatever that function of that's supposed to be. It doesn't matter where they're located in your body, but most problematics are caused by this molecule missing an electron. So you give it back an electron and it functions. It's basic chemistry is how it works and why it works. In testimonies, we have people, with their eye, their vision. Most people, after about a month, they can see better. They don't need to wear their reading glasses as much. If they got little particles that are floating around out there, they go away. People that have, just all kinds of eye problems. You get protein deposits in your lens where you can't see. You get cloudy lenses. Okay, and those are protein deposits that form in the lens of your eye. If you catch that early enough, it'll give an electron, and that protein deposit will lose its charge and then fall out of the lens of the eye, then pass out, so people can see better. Now, it doesn't happen all the time with everybody, but it happens much more significant than it does not. And it depends upon how severe those cloudy lenses are in your eye. Or if you got low kidney function. The reason you have low kidney function, you got a bunch of molecules in your kidney that are missing an electron. So you provide them electrons, and those molecules now function. And it's everywhere throughout your whole body, your heart muscle. Athletes take our product, and their performance goes way up. They do their all-time best. And that's across the board. That's everybody, not just one or two. That's every athlete that has taken our product. They perform much, much better. It gets rid of it helps remove the lactic acid that's in your body. The carbon does. It passes it through your body. So you don't have that buildup. So you can perform better. Your muscle function works better. Yeah.
Works better. Got that. Okay, Bob, I would have to listen to our conversation over and over again because you've shared some very insightful words, I tell you, and I'm so glad you're on the show. Okay, so to bring this to an end, Bob, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those ones who would like to reach out to you, learn more about what you do, like this amazing product of yours, or they would love to even make a purchase, or how can that be possible?
Well, final thoughts would be, a lot of people are turning away to holistic medicine and so forth, and they're not really um, there's a holistic approach to treating things. There's been herbs and spices and everything like that, or carbon has been used quite a bit of time. They used to take carbon and put some ashes into water and then drink the water. The carbon really purifies your body and gets rid of the toxins and gets rid of our carbon 60 has neutralized heavy metals because they're also missing an electron. So if people have had a mercury toxicity in their body from fillings or something like that, they can take this product. So that works very good with that. And if they want to call, we got our website up there, or c60.com. Go visit our website. Make sure you get to c60.com. Like, there's a lot of people out there now selling the industrial grade carbon 60, and
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so very much, Bob. That's going to be the end of the show. Thank you for coming. And you see, I wanted to say this. Thank you for creating such an amazing product. Because based on what you've said about the product now, I feel it is very, very important and so useful. So thank you so very much, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Thank you so very much, Bob.